So ladies and gentlemen, today we have a FIFA 18 things you want to see video, taking your suggestions in the comments and putting them into this video. So let's see what we've got today. So the first suggestion comes from Alfonso Cabrera, and he wants to see a referee career mode, which could be interesting, but I don't know how that would work at the moment. Maybe you could accept bribes. It would have to be a pretty in-depth sort of thing. You could take bribes, you could go to jail for being corrupt or something. You could be like Howard Webb favouring one team and everyone hates you. Or you could be that dodgy ref which lets you get away with penalties and all that stuff. There's a lot of possibilities, but do I think it's going to happen this year? Definitely not. So the next suggestion comes from Ricardo Ortega, and he says that they should add the players warming up before the game starts. That could be interesting for like kickoff mode where you're not really in a rush to get the game started. I think when I play career mode, I'm just always in a rush to get the game started. I don't really care about the pre-game presentations and all that. But I think in kickoff, it could make a bit more sense. Let me know if you guys like to watch the pre-game stuff all the time when you play FIFA. To me, I just want to get the game started. So I don't know if it's really that important for me. But for some, it could be. So Mohammed wants to see the ability to start a career mode with the manager, like real life managers, instead of picking from those generic ones that they give you at the start. I think it would be pretty cool to manage Manchester United with Mourinho instead of having your own avatar, and I think it would add a bit of differentiation to the manager mode series. Abel Vasquez wants to see the ability to save statistics from previous seasons like goals, assists, clean sheets, and FIFA should also have the Club World Cup and the best awards licensed since they are official partners. I think the Club World Cup would be great to see in career mode. It would add like something different, a new tournament to the game, which would be pretty cool. If you win the Champions League and all that stuff, I think you go into the Club World Cup. And I think that would be pretty interesting, as well as the save statistics from the previous seasons. Because there's always that season where you have that really breakout player that finishes top scorer, is like 30 goals, all the assists. And then the next season he sort of goes down a little bit. And you just want to relive those stats from the previous season. And I'd love to see that as well. So we have a few manager mode suggestions from Iz. He wants to see a manager farewell game, a real interview like The Journey, the walk of honour for a player that's going to retire, and all of the players gathering for training. And I think these are good suggestions just to keep career mode less stale. I'd like to see the walk of honour for players that are going to retire. And a manager farewell game could be interesting as well, depending on if the manager's left a legacy. Like, you wouldn't want to see a David Moyes farewell match because he got relegated and all that stuff. It would have to be like a manager that's left a legacy like Alex Ferguson, like a good 5 or 6 years at the club, winning titles, probably even 10 years. Maybe even testimonials, like a 10-year sort of testimonial like the Carrick one that happened recently. And I'd like to see real interviews like The Journey, so like press conferences. I think that would be cool, but don't make the press conferences like generic interviews, the same questions over and over. Like, you got to have to keep it in time with the actual story of how the career mode's going. If you're coming last, then the questions are adapted to how you're coming last and all that stuff. So MC Attack wants to see the ability to design a new kit for every season. That's something that would be good to see, because you're like playing in 2022 and you're still rocking that 2017 kit, which is a little bit annoying because it doesn't feel like anything's changing. It just feels like you're playing the same seasons over and over again. And I think changing the kits could be cool, but it has to be done properly. Like, there's got to be a quick way to do it. Maybe get files off the internet. People can make them and then like do what PES does, put them in as option files, and then you can change the kits like that. But until that happens, it's probably not going to be an option. So we have a super long paragraph from Chris Stapps, but he says that he wants to see leagues like the Croatian, Ukrainian and Chinese league. I'm pretty sure the Chinese league could be coming though. He wants to see the ability to edit players and scan faces onto the ones without the real faces and share with them with the community, like have like mods and that where you can download and put them in the game. And basically they're like community creations along with stadiums and kits. So people want to see basically like an option file sort of thing. He wants to see UEFA licensing. It's not going to happen this year because Konami already got the UEFA stuff. But when the thing renews, it'll be interesting to see who puts in a better bid. And he wants to see the ability to change and edit the home, away, third, and 2 goalkeeper kits from season to season. So basically like option file sort of stuff. Another interesting point he made was to make other clubs competitive and realistic in transfers, like Bayern signing De Gea when they have Neuer, and Man United having the likes of Aubameyang, Dybala, Griezmann, and Kane on the bench. Almost said Kante, and have Martial starting. So he just wants to see that the subs are more realistic and the transfers are more realistic as well. He also wants to see the managers get sacked and have them move on. Like Wenger will still be at Arsenal in 2028. That's very true. I don't really see any managers getting sacked in career mode. So that could add another element into the game. And then he wants to see more stadiums as well. I think the stadiums are pretty good in terms of the Premier League, but maybe some more outside of the Premier League would be good. So Bob wants to see better stadium atmosphere with fan groups and all that, and flares and all that stuff, and definitely more chants added to each team. The chants would be cool because when you go and watch a team in real life, they got their own little really hardcore group that always sings for the full 90 minutes. That would be cool to see. And if you watch the trailer analysis that I did, you do see a lot of flags now for the Real Madrid team, a lot of banners. And I said that I hope it wasn't just for the licensed teams that they got partnerships with, but for more teams outside of the partnership deals and all that stuff as well. Just to have them for each team would be very unique. So we have 3 suggestions coming from Murillo. First off, he wants to see an edit mode that allows us to change the player faces. I want to see that as well, especially if there's going to be a lot of generics in the game. He wants to see the journey in another league with your custom player. So do the EA game face where you scan your face, put it in the game, and then you do the journey based off your own personal character, I guess, which could be cool. But because of the journey being acted by actual people and all that, I just don't think they're going to do that anytime soon. Number 3, the scenario mode. Like we have in the old ISS for Super Nintendo, a mode that allows you to play historic games again, maybe starting on Premier League, great games. So maybe, I think what he's trying to say is the classic matches, where you can play Man United 2008 versus Arsenal 2008, like those 4-4 crackers from Liverpool versus Arsenal, that game that finished 4-4. Yeah, it could be interesting, but I think there's a lot of other stuff they need to work on before they start putting in classic matches. So if you want to see another part, make sure to leave your comments down below for the next episode, and leave a like to show me that you're enjoying it. Also subscribe, because we're going to be doing a lot of FIFA 18 videos when the time comes, and also PES 18 videos if you're interested in that as well.